the Karens. I need more daring characters, more daring guests, almost like the prison mate. He was really cool, even though he was a borderline serial killer. That's what I need. This, I can't do that. She can't do this. I'm tired of people what I can and cannot do. I run this show. I run this department. You don't like it? Who gives a damn? Not me. What are we wearing for today's show? No, none of that's gonna work. I need more skin showing. My Chef Gorgeous is not here today, so I'm with Chef Daniel. Isn't he hot?
Yeah.
We're making lasagna, so you guys can learn this at home. Some tricks and trades in the Neomi kitchen. Hey, Kelly, did you see my episode last week? Epic, right?
She's so rude. She's always talking down to us. I feel like quitting.
Where's my coffee?
I heard Jessica in the back talking crap about me, saying I'm over-demanding, rude, and too bossy. So do yourself a favor.
We're ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
We back with the Neomi Talk Show. How y'all doing? I'm Neomi, and this is the Neomi Talk Show Season 2. Y'all back. I'm back too. We got a new guest here. How are you doing? The show is about to start. Are you guys ready? Because I might bring the drama. I might bring the sassy, but the comedy is always going to be here. If you got a problem with that, bye, girl. That's your problem, not mine. Well, the show is definitely starting now, so I guess we'll see each other after the show. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be fun. See you guys later. Welcome to the show, guys. We're back for the second season. I'm back again. I guess this bitch wasn't canceled, but you can't cancel me. Before we get started, I just want to thank everyone for enjoying the first season. This first season is still going. I don't think we've even reached the 10th episode yet. So I definitely appreciate you guys watching and liking and subscribing. This is my passion. I really enjoy it and I love comedy, so I hope we can keep this going for many years to come. Now, I'm stopping the show for a second to update you on a couple of things before this episode starts. First of all, when I shot this episode, I forgot to say a few things that were important. Happy New Year's to everyone. It is a new year, new me, new show. Of course, you got the same me and the same me and the same concept. The first thing I forgot to tell you was, compared to the last season, which was season 1, my look and the look of the show has definitely changed. And the second thing is my attitude has changed a bit too, which is fine because when you're sitting here looking as cute as I am, I'm gonna be feeling cute too. That's why my attitude changed. Now, at times, we might do things that you might find funny. I might talk about things that you might not like or topics that we might not. If you saw my showing in the beginning, meaning season 1, you know, I'm a spitfire and his mouth likes to run. Sometimes I could be a little shady too, but along the way, I've learned some tricks and traits the hell I want the show to be done and how I want my character to look. And I think I did a swell job. That show's pre-recorded, so I'm 26 episodes in. But there was some struggle in the beginning and the clarity in the interview with Mindy and Daniel I did not want to do over, but I definitely wanted to come back and show you this girl ain't playing no games.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted to come back and show you this girl ain't playing no games. So I brought Mindy and Daniel back to do a short, cute interview, like an updated special, but you guys will be seeing this episode for the first time. Me, Mindy, and Daniel filmed this episode already, but some things in the episode just didn't rub me the right way, so I brought them back just for an update episode. So for my international people who don't understand, I think I'm saying I'm in the future talking to you right now, and you're about to watch this episode that was filmed in the past. And so we'll be watching this together with you guys out of season 2, episode 1 of Mindy, as she brings back Daniel to reveal if Daniel is her baby daddy or not. And one more thing before I go, last season, I wanted to do the show on YouTube Shorts, but sometimes doing comedy, you need more time for them. That I had more to give to this show, so YouTube Shorts did not work out. This is why towards the end of the first season, the episodes got longer, but these episodes will be much more longer. Again, for my viewers, you're gonna see an old version of me shot a couple of months ago, bringing Mindy and Daniel on the show. This is old, but me now is new. So let's get back to the program that I interrupted before I interrupted me, who was in the middle of doing a show, but I stopped me to interrupt me. So let me just start with the budget got bigger, and not only did the budget got bigger, but we're shooting now on a larger format. The last season with like I said, my idea was to have my show on YouTube Shorts, but as you saw after the first episode, the episode started to get longer. I do not want to limit my talent on my comedy, because some of y'all mental state can't last longer than 60 seconds. That's cute for some of y'all, but it's not cute for the people who actually got to make content. So this season, we're definitely going to bring the quality, the quantity, the attitude, the fast. I don't give a damn what the producer say, honey, telling me to tone it down. Tone it down where boo. Y'all remember Mindy? Y'all remember Mindy? Let's go back to the very beginning when I first started my talk show. I had a guest named Mindy that was pregnant and had a boyfriend who wasn't helping her. We brought Mindy back once before, but to find out that Mindy wasn't sure who her baby daddy was, so we brought her back to figure out who is going to be her official baby daddy. Mindy's here with us today, so help me welcome Mindy to our show. I'm so excited, and I know you guys are to know who the hell is the baby daddy. Yes, ma'am, or sir?
We know me so lonely, filling me with love. Show me the way, sky calling me, crying through the clouds, loving me like
it's been a long time, like maybe a few months, Mindy, since we've seen each other last. Girl, that body snatched back post-baby body, honey. So what's going on, girl?
I'm so excited that you had me back on your show, and I am excited to know who my baby daddy is finally. I know the world wants to know just as well as I do.
Not with my ex-boyfriend's best friend anymore.
Yeah.
We broke up a couple of months after the show because he just felt like I wasn't giving my all to the relationship.
Yeah.
So I just told him I needed to focus on the baby, and I needed to focus on if Daniel was going to be the father, and I needed to focus on me more self-love. You know what I mean?
So the last time you were on the show, I was so confused. I'm like, Daniel's not here. Who is this guy? She's sitting next to it. That episode had my head turning like The Exorcist.
I'm sorry to hear that you're not with that guy anymore. He seemed very sweet and very nice.
So, Mindy, when is the last time that you seen Daniel or were even in the same room as Daniel? Because the last time y'all spoke, y'all wasn't on good terms.
I've been speaking to Daniel off and on for a couple of months now, and he's actually kind of a different person. He grew up a little bit. I'm surprised myself. I mean, the last time we seen Daniel, or I was in the same room as Daniel, all he knew was, bro, and I'm going to be a Twitch streamer. But he completely turned himself around. You're going to be shocked.
Girl, nothing shocked me this day and time. Have you seen this show? We get the up, the down, the crazy, the deranged, the mentally insane. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Last time Daniel was on the show, he was saying you were out here on the streets like an alley cat. Y'all lost in the sauce. Alley cat, stray cat.
But have you told Daniel exactly what you told us on the last episode?
Daniel knows a little bit, but I didn't go into detail exactly on him not maybe possibly being the baby daddy, and that it could be his best friend.
Girl, Mindy, you like a Harry Potter book. You come with levels upon levels upon levels, girl. The story has to turn at each corner. Why you didn't tell him her, girl? Don't you think he should know?
He was on such a good path, with, getting his body right and getting his health right and his mental health. I just didn't want to fuck that up for him.
You know what they say when that black card gets cut off, they get right with the Lord, honey? I mean, hitting rock bottom without cash in a trust fund makes you wake up to reality.
Daniel literally got a job and he works. He got his own place and he got a lot of stuff for the baby. I literally fell over on top of his cat.
I'm sorry I'm about to interrupt again, but it was a moment in the show where I was looking at Mindy like, who is she talking about? Are we talking about the same Daniel? I'm like, girl, is she all right? Y'all know what I'm saying? When you think a person's up there just telling stories only because they know they want to be with him, so don't make them look good on camera. I'm like, what's going on? Y'all saw how she was on the second episode of the first season. She came out strong with that new guy, and then once he went backstage, she just switched up like that, and I was like, wait, what is...
I hope this goes the way I plan it to go and that Daniel is the father, because I really want to get back together with Daniel. I miss him. I'm still in love with him, and I want him to be the dad.
Girl, I ain't gonna lie. I'm very excited to see how this shit can go. It can go up, it can go down, it could go sideways, but it's going somewhere. Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all up because I'm just as anxious as you. Me and your grandma watching it at home, so let's get to it. Let's meet Daniel.
How are you doing, Daniel? It's good to see you again.
Hi. Yes, thank you for having me, Naomi.
So, Daniel, it's been a minute since I've seen you. Mindy been back one time after you were here, but oh my God, you are so muscular and buff and cute and handsome. What you been up to?
Yeah.
I just been keeping my health alive and working on being a better person and not being such a bro at heart, if you know what I mean. Thank you for having me on your show. I treated her so horribly, saying that she was an alley whore and that she sleeps around with a lot of my friends and stuff. I don't know that to be true. I was just mad and didn't want to grow up yet.
When I went home and saw the show later on, it was so embarrassing how I was treating myself and treating her, so I just reflected and tried to fix it.
No, I have to ask you, Daniel, you sure it wasn't a trust fund, the black credit card, your parents funding your lifestyle that made you change your mind about wanting to grow up and be a dad all of a sudden?
They definitely played a factor, but after seeing my personality on the show treating my best friend like that, I wanted to change.
I'm so happy to see different, sexier, buff, gorgeous version of you than the last time we saw. Oh, that boy was giving me a headache. Lord, I was like, can somebody give me a Tylenol? And then when you damn near almost burned your kitchen down and was like, so it's not my job to cook, it's your job to cook. I was like, this boy better go ahead and sit the hell down somewhere. But this Dawson's Creek, AKA Felicity moment is about to come to an end because Mindy has something to tell you, Daniel, that she did not tell you when she was home playing house.
Really? Damn, Naomi, you couldn't even give me a second. All right, well, here it goes. I have something to tell you, Daniel. Don't get mad. You've been doing so great. Daniel, I've been sleeping with your best friend for a couple of months, and before I knew I was pregnant with the baby, so it could be possible that the baby is not yours.
Why didn't you tell me that at home? Why did you bring me here to tell me here to embarrass me in front of the world? That's really messed up.
Well, guys, we need to get him back on the stage because we need to read this DNA test so we know if he's the father or not.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to know.
Right.
I'm gonna go talk to him backstage, and I really messed up. I should have told him at home. I just thought it would be better if it was the DNA and the confession, so we just got both out of the way.
I'm gonna give Mindy and Daniel a minute to talk things over because this is some serious shit. I told you she was into that novel shit, chapter after chapter, corner after the corner, but everybody don't read books.
I understand where she's coming from, but if you was trying to get back with him, this wasn't the way, girl, bringing your man on national TV to out him.
Sorry, Naomi. I just needed a moment because I didn't want to say nasty things towards her, being that I'm trying to change, so I just needed to air out.
All right, Daniel, I have this paper in my hand, and then it's going to tell you what the DNA and who is the father. And are you ready to know who the father is?
All right, Daniel, the suspense. You are not the father, Daniel. I'm so sorry. I know how bad y'all were working on this relationship.
I'm so sorry, babe. I was just so mad at you that I just made some stupid decisions, and it affected you not being the father.
I got something to tell you, Mindy and Daniel. I was just playing Daniel is the father. I was just fucking around. Congratulations, Daniel and Mindy. Well, I hope you and Daniel can remain this happy and stay off my show for at least a season.
Y'all got me worried for a second. I was like, what happens if he's not the bad, if he gonna lose his shit? But I'm so glad that it went the way we all wanted it to go.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you both for coming on my show.
Now, don't look at me like that, y'all. I know that was messed up of me to stage that DNA test as Daniel not being the father, but at the time, I thought it was so funny because we were all so nervous. But what we knew at the time with her coming on that second time with the other guy on the show at the time, if Daniel was going to be the father or not, and y'all didn't think so either. Welcome to the show, Daniel and Mindy, as this is an updated version after the show had happened with them. Bring that baby over here right now. You are so adorable.
Thank you, Naomi, for doing that DNA test months ago for me and Mindy.
Yeah.
It definitely changed our life, and we're happily together raising our child. So
Thank you.
So Daniel and Mindy are one of my first guests when I started my talk show on YouTube, and it was a crazy thought. Daniel's not like he used to be in the beginning, very childish and immature. So I'm so proud of how you turned out because I didn't know at first, Daniel, I was like, what are we gonna get today? Are we gonna get someone jumping out of his chair, screaming and yelling? And then when Mindy said she had a side piece and said she stepped out on a relationship, but kind of didn't tell you and had you sitting in limbo, I thought you were gonna lose your shit then. You guys have a beautiful baby, and I'm sorry about the prank. I thought it was so hilarious for the time because everybody was already upset. So can you give me an insight on what made you change your whole suspect of on Mindy, your life, the relationship, you guys' baby? What made you turn around and say, I want to be good now?
Well, first of all, I just want to say when I first came on the episode, it was almost 6 months ago. I was new to TV, obviously. And,
Very immature.
and also at the time, Mindy was pressed me on the whole father thing, and I just don't think I was ready. And
Yeah.
we were arguing a lot and breaking up a lot at the time, and I thought she stepped out.
Yeah.
Mindy was pressuring me to get a job and be a good father. But I'm like, wait a minute, Mindy, I don't even know if I'm the father, so get off my back. So at the time, I was telling Mindy that I wanted to start a Twitch channel and do like some gaming stuff, and she didn't really like it because she didn't think it was great at the time.
Yeah.
Being that we were having a baby, or at the time, I thought she was having a baby, and I was just along for the ride, so she kept nitpicking at me about my gaming stuff. So that's why I came to the show, and I was like quite agitated with her because she does it at home, and then she came to the show and she was doing it, so it pissed me off.
Yeah, because when you came to the show, I was like, why is he so agitated with her? Like everything that she says, he's like getting so annoyed. Well, now it makes sense why you were so agitated. But I don't think I will ever get over the fact that you literally was gonna let her kitchen burn down. You literally saw smoke and a fire and you were like,
okay, bro, that's not my problem.
So Mindy, how did you feel that day a few weeks ago when we sat down and you finally confessed about your side beef and him not possibly being the father? How did you feel?
Well, at first, I was like really mad at you because I'm like, she didn't even give me 5 seconds to try to make him feel good before you outed me to him about my side piece.
Yeah.
But then I was over it really quickly, but I felt like my feet were leaving my body as I was telling him I thought it was going to be the end for the both of us because he always blows up so easily. So when he ran backstage, I was like, oh my God, he's totally going to break up with me. He's totally going to leave me.
Yeah.
So I tried to get him to come back on the stage. He was fine. He was understanding.
Yeah.
We both came back on the stage together.
But when you read that DNA test and it was not Daniel, I was like, oh my God, it's over for me and him. He's going to get home and he's never going to talk to me again. I was done. I checked out.
But I'm so glad that I was able to come onto the show and work out our issues because it made us stronger.
Yeah.
He's so much better in a relationship.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
That prank was so hilarious, but at the same time, it was so wrong because the look on the both of y'all faces. I stood there for a minute and I froze, and I was like, okay, maybe I should say psych now for one of these people have a heart attack on my show, and I can't afford that y'all having a heart attack. Did y'all see Daniel's look on his face when I said Daniel's not the father? I pulled out the envelope and I said Daniel is not the father. Daniel looked like, oh no, I'm out of here.
So, Mindy, have you seen the other guy that you brought to the show on the second episode you were here? And have you seen him recently or told him that Daniel is the father?
No, I have not seen him. I have not been in contact with him. I actually kind of blocked him when he came on to learn the DNA test in case he was the father. I didn't want him to be the father.
Oh, I can completely understand that, Mindy, but damn, girl, you were shady as boots. You brought him here, y'all were all hugging and lovey-dovey, and then you do this to him, okay, girl?
Naomi, I would love to do something on your show today, if that would be okay with you.
Okay.
I want to ask Mindy something, so if you give me just a second, I want to ask Mindy a question, if that's okay.
Will you marry me?
Well, I was not expecting that on my talk show today, Daniel Manning up and getting his woman, honey. You guys have a beautiful child together, and yes, now make sure that you both stay off the show and be good to each other, because we had a roller coaster with you too.
Yeah.
You're off your own, and then you're back on again. Me for having me come on the show and helping me get my man back, and now we're back together. Thank you so much.
Like I told you in the second episode on season 1, I was only with the other guy to make Daniel jealous so he would come running back to me.
Y'all need to get a room, honey, and not hear my studio like a hotel down the street or something. Y'all gonna get me in trouble with YouTube, honey. They already pressed like a panini. I just want to thank Mindy and Daniel for season 1 of making my episode really big on my channel.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, and I really hope that you guys stay together. Thank y'all for watching my show. I will see y'all next week with an all-new episode of my show, of course. And like I said, this was an updated episode, so things will look a little different next week. And I don't mean season 1 different. What I mean is it's going to take some time to pick up the season.
Yeah.
I've done 26 episodes of season 2 already, so you get the idea. You guys are going to love the season. I'm going to bring the looks. I'm going to bring the jokes. I'm going to bring the mean. I'm even bringing your mama a girl. But it's going to get great from here, so stick around and make sure you subscribe.
I'm so glad that happened to work out for Mindy and Daniel, because we've been through the rough shark waters, honey. In the last episode, she was a mess. Let's hope they stay off my show.
And like I was saying earlier in the show, we're taping this show while season 1 is still in its 3rd or 4th episode. So thank you for motivating me. Y'all got me for life. Wait, that sounded like a prison sentence. I'll see you all next week for all new episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.
She made only for plenty outfits. She can do it like this.
See you next week, guys.
What sorry, this is my house.
Well, y'all seen the show. I hope you enjoyed it, but you know it's that time. Gotta go handle some business on the street, boo. But I'll see y'all next week for all new episodes.